So here is Dr. Edward Bach, the guy who started the whole flower essence movement. Well, some people say that humans have been making flower essences for thousands of years, but Dr. Bach certainly made this type of medicine widely available in our modern world. Dr. Bach lived in England, and he trained in modern medicine in the early part of the 20th century. He also trained in energy medicine when he studied homeopathy, a system of healing using natural remedies founded by a German doctor called Samuel Hahnemann at the end of the 18th century. Dr. Bach maintained a private practice in both modern medicine and homeopathy in London. In the early part of the 20th century, it was not unusual for physicians to practice both. Modern medicine and homeopathy are fundamentally different from one another, and they can also be used in a complementary way to help people heal. Let's look at the basic characteristics of each. Modern medicine is physical medicine. It sees the body as a machine made up of parts, which are completely separate from one another. When one part breaks, it needs to be fixed in order for the machine to keep on working. In modern medicine, everything can be seen, either with the naked eye or with a microscope. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. Until very recently, modern medical practitioners and scientists didn't accept any kind of connection between the mind and the body. Doctors have so long dismissed patients' concerns by saying, "Oh, that's only in your head." Only recently have doctors and scientists started to believe that emotions might possibly be linked with physical symptoms. Homeopathy is a type of energy medicine. Remember the definition of energy that talked about everything in the universe being connected with everything else? That understanding of everything being connected means that all kinds of energy medicine are also known as holistic, which means that they see the body, mind, and emotions as a whole or as connected. In homeopathy, the body's not a machine. It's a physical form animated by what homeopaths call the vital force, which is another name for chi, or the energy that flows through the energy body. Everything is connected inside this system. The body is a living, breathing entity that is more than the sum of its parts. Because everything is connected, emotional issues are very important because they often give clues as to an imbalance in the vital force, or the energy body, that can then be corrected. In homeopathy, the most important aspects of a person, meaning the energy body and the vital force, cannot be seen. See how this is completely different from modern medicine? When a person is sick in their body or mind, homeopathy says that the system can heal itself with the support of gentle, natural remedies. So let's review energy medicine. Homeopathy, acupuncture, the chakra system, and flower essences are based on the understanding that humans have an energy body as well as a physical body. The energy that flows through the energy body is what gives the physical body its life. In acupuncture, this energy is called chi. In the chakra system, it's called prana. In homeopathy, it's called the vital force. Energy medicine has been practiced for thousands of years in China and India. Even if energy can't be seen, the effects of energy imbalances can be seen in the body. These imbalances show up in the form of symptoms, such as pain or discomfort in the body and/or mental emotional issues. If a trained practitioner is able to balance the energy body, then the symptoms won't show up in the physical body. Here is a chart showing the differences between modern medicine and homeopathy. The reason we're talking about homeopathy is because flower essence therapy grew out of Dr. Bach's experience with a homeopathic view of healing, meaning treating the energy body in a holistic way, using natural substances as medicines, and the understanding that more diluted water solutions cause deeper healing. In the early part of the 20th century, in Europe and the US, homeopathy was a lot more accepted than it is today, and it wasn't unusual for a modern physician to practice both modern medicine and homeopathy. As he practiced modern medicine, Dr. Bach noticed that when people in a similar state of health were exposed to germs, some people would get sick and others wouldn't. This perplexed him, and he thought about why this might be so. Over time, he came up with a theory that emotional imbalances can predispose people to getting physically sick. What he meant by emotional imbalances is emotions that get stuck in some way, like someone harboring resentment, or suppressing volcanic rage, or unable to let go of grief years after losing someone. Dr. Bach decided that he wanted to help people heal and balance these emotional states so people could both know more inner peace and avoid disease showing up in the physical body. In 1930, Dr. Bach left his medical practice in London and retired to a small town to begin experimenting with finding remedies for emotional issues. Dr. Bach was drawn to flowers, and the story is that he would roam the countryside while in a certain emotional state, like anger or sadness. While feeling this emotion, he would hold his hand up to various wildflowers or trees. When he felt relief of the emotional state, he deduced that that plant treated that symptom. Dr. Bach created 38 flower essences before he died at the age of 50 in 1936. In the years that followed, people around the world began expanding on Dr. Bach's work, creating flower essences from plants in their environment, as well as essences from stones, crystals, and gems. Here are some of them in my collection. I will discuss these in the final module and give links for further exploration.